Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm one of DashAble's project team members. We just wanted to take this opportunity to talk you through our project proposal. So this will be our third project for Dash. Our first couple of projects were focused on the gold and jewellery sector in the UK and really trying to identify what the barriers to adoption were in the UK and identify how we might help address those. So those projects have been really positive. We have identified barriers to adoption and we've outlined how we feel we can help address those in our project proposal. And we've also importantly got a group of merchants who have indicated they're happy to be early adopters of Dash, and we're really keen to get going on working with them.
Key features from that survey were that there's nothing insurmountable that we can't sort out that's stopping merchants using Dash.
The projects have been really helpful in developing positive working relationships with people in the gold and jewellery sector. So Simon Forrester is the new Chief Executive of the Trade Association that we've been working with, the National Association of Jewellers. Simon from the NAJ has said that they're happy to carry on working with Dash on this next project, and that's great news and really significant, I think, in demonstrating the progress that we and Dash have made so far in this sector in the UK, and it really paves the way for us taking forward this next project.
At the moment. So one of the key things we need to do is continue to educate the sector, letting them know that we're not a flash in the pan and we're not going anywhere, and Dash is a dedicated long-term digital currency that's viable for them, that we're going to address their concerns around best practice. The National Association of Jewellers has codes of conduct and best practice which outline how transactions are done. They've agreed to allow us to work with them to get crypto transactions described, work out how it can be done, AML compliance and everything, and this will give the merchants the confidence that they can adopt Dash, knowing that they are being above and beyond where the law is, and it'll give them the confidence to take that step.
We've been talking to several merchants who wanted to spend time discussing whether they would accept payments in Dash. Smaller merchants often built their sites from scratch based on WordPress, for example, with payment facilities such as PayPal. The larger ones tend to have integrated business solutions from ISVs such as Pursuit Software, which have integrated payments. The ISV route is definitely the best because it has a multiplier effect and it relieves the merchant of the technical details. Many merchants will be prepared to implement a payment with Dash if the demand was coming from their customers, and in a few cases they would integrate just to test the market reaction. Likewise, ISVs would integrate Dash in response to demand from their merchants. So we need to keep these conversations going.
Coming on board, and what we're going to do is incentivise the customer with a Dash back scheme. So when you go and buy your good, your bit of jewellery, your earrings, etc., it will be in a lower price if you buy in Dash. And when we will recompense the merchant at the end of the month for that discount he is given on, or she is given on, merchandise. I think that's a win-win idea. It's going to test, does it work? But it's going to give the customer cheapness and value, so there's the reason for them to get into Dash, and it's going to give the merchant greater number of customers. It's going to get more people coming through the door. One of the final things we're seeking to try and do and explore, actually, this is in this project we're going to be having a look at the feasibility for what I'm about to discuss, which is the problem of how you unsells the first fax machine or the first electric car when there's no charging points. It's very, very hard to be the first mover because there is no advantage for the merchant to adopt Dash when none of these customers do and none of his suppliers in the supply chain do. So what we've come up with is a concept called Dash Day, which is where we pump prime a whole group of businesses, and we have a D-Day when we turn on and they're good to go, and from that point on they're trading in Dash. Follow a supply chain and get personal recommendations, we might be able to set up such a circularity that could be turned on, given Dash, given wallets, given all the hardware and everything that's needed to make it work. And then you could get real circularity and real circulation of Dash, with those merchants benefiting from the speed and cheapness and ease of use that Dash comes to them. And then you've got a really sort of powerful group that you can start coming off and making other connections. And once that works, they then become the most powerful advocates for Dash. Businesses successfully using Dash, talking about it, and in a way our job's done there.
One of the messages that we took away from the Dash Core Q4 summary was the need for there to be more proposals working with established and existing businesses, and that's exactly what this project is about. We're really keen to be able to get going on taking forward this work in the UK. We just have to hope that we get the votes we need to get the proposal funded. So thank you to those of you who have supported our proposal, and fingers crossed those of you who have yet to vote, that you choose to support this proposal.
Don't underestimate the difficulties and challenges, but it's one we've got to overcome, and I'm excited by it and look forward to it, and hopefully we'll get your support so to allow us to engage in this activity and promote Dash. Thank you very much.